Hello, it's Sukaina and welcome to my bookish YouTube channel. For my first book discussion, I chose an important book on human psychology, The Crowd by Gustave. As I explored the insights of this book, numerous intriguing questions came to mind that the author expertly addresses in his work. Like, have you ever wondered, how can a crowd be driven by illusion? How can thousands to millions of people, from the most ignorant to highly educated, be moved in the same way by a lie? And more than that, how can they all react aggressively? So in his book, Gustave addresses some interesting theories. He claims that a leader of crowds is a hypnotist who was influenced by former hypnotists. He gathers individuals who are different individuals under the same collective identity based on his values. So anything outside that identity is considered as an error or superstition. Think about yourself. How many times you've blindly believed in an idea, considering anything opposing it false, until you came to know that your belief was proven untrue. So the main question should be asked here: how does a leader hypnotize his crowd? There are some techniques mentioned in the book. First, we have affirmation. A hypnotist, according to Gustave Le Bon, impresses the imagination of his crowd by using specific words and formulas carefully and strategically to produce his desired impact. He uses ill-defined and complex concepts like democracy, socialism, equality, liberty, freedom, etc. These concepts don't have a single clear definition, but they are broad and multifaceted. That's why they evoke strong emotions within crowds, because each individual projects their personal interpretations on those vague concepts, believing that they all support the same thing, but they don't in reality. I'll give you an example. Like, leader who supports freedom of clothing. Oh, this is nice. That's really cool. But that leader doesn't clarify that he means this case, but not this case, not this case, not that case. That he supports the case of freedom of being naked, half naked, which has to do with capital interest, but not the case of women who are proud, confident, not forced to cover their bodies. Not the case of women who choose to wear cultural clothes, but rather Western clothes. The second technique is impression through imagery. Gustave Le Bon claims that a leader impresses the imagination of his crowd by using clear images that are free from reasoning, explanations, and proof. He uses marvelous and mysterious facts that can trigger his desired mental pictures and emotions within the multitude. That's why the entire audience experiences the same emotion simultaneously. And the author says, I'm quoting, that to know the art of impressing the imagination of crowds is to know at the same time the acts of governing them. Okay, so that's why the majority of individuals in crowds cannot discern truth from error, because they only possess strong sentiments, not reasons. The next technique is repetition. Of course, here it doesn't take 1 or 2 days, but a long time to plant an idea in the domain of crowds and consciousness. And as I mentioned, that a leader never attempts to prove anything by reasoning. He moves his crowd by exaggeration and strong sentiments. And his exaggerated idea needs to be repeated continuously, until people forget the author of its assertion and end up believing it as a demonstrated truth, to the extent that no one would venture to question or criticize it. I'll give you an example. I'll give you my example. We always hear that Muslim women, all Muslim women, are forced to wear the hijab. And this became an unquestionable fact. Like, people who believe in this fact are not tolerant for discussion. You consider anything opposing it is false. So Gustave argues that crowds avoid evidence that doesn't align with their desires, preferring to idealize error if it's more seductive. That's why it's easy to control crowds by illusion and falsehood. Now we're moving to talk about the nature of crowds according to Gustave Le Bon. A crowd is a group of individuals who gather for the purpose of action. No matter their sex, nationality, occupation, intelligence, mode of life, they all possess a collective mind and character that makes them think and feel and act in the same manner. And their collective action provides them with an invincible power that prevents them from checking themselves. So, a cultivated man in isolation can be barbarian in crowds. I'll give you an example. If a man in isolation sets fire, he will be punished immediately because he is one known person. But in crowds, his conscious and responsible personality vanishes within the multitude. So he can do whatever he wants. Okay? Again, a person in isolation feels obliged to resist his temptation for destruction because of fear of punishment, while the same person in crowds cannot resist it. So before ending my video, I would like to add one more idea, that crowds are not always criminal, they can also be heroic. So whenever you find yourself unconsciously swept along by crowds, ask yourself, what purpose does this crowd serve? Do I adopt its values just because they are seductive and tempting? And am I guided by logic and morality or not? So this is the end of the video. And please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And write below your thoughts and the beliefs that you believed in, but you discovered that they were false. And write your ideas, because this is a book discussion. Thank you and goodbye.